then there is, if you got a fraction in it, there's nothing you can do to make it easier. You got to deal with the fraction. You can't clear it or anything like that. And now you just plot those 2 points. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, and this is where, remember me telling you, whenever there's an X, you put in parentheses, and there'll be some people that don't need the parentheses? Well, did you notice what I did when I started this problem? Before I put this, comma, 0, what did I put above it? I put x-intercept, and over here I put what? Why do you think I did that? Because at the end of the problem, you're going to do the math right, but you're going to what? Plot the wrong points. You're going to plot it on the wrong axis. So that's why I put x-intercept right here and y-intercept right here, so you don't plot this point on the y-axis and plot this on the x-axis, which some of you will do. And usually it's the ones that don't need to put x-intercept here and y-intercept here. Those are usually the ones that don't have to do parentheses either. Same type personality. Okay? So, 6 and 0. My x-intercept is 6 and 0. Notice, I still put that up there. I'm not doing that for your benefit. I'm doing it so I don't put on the wrong one. And the other one is 0, comma what? 4. So this one goes on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one goes on the y-axis. And your line goes like that. Okay. All right, let's try nerd. All right, you try that one.
You read it out.
Negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. Negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. I'm going to draw a table. X-intercept, 0 for y. Y-intercept, 0 for x. And over here, I'm going to say negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. Negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. Now, let's say you don't want to eyeball it like I did. You have to actually plug and chug it. Negative 2x plus 4 times 0 is equal to 8. And negative 2x plus 0 is equal to 8. And negative 2x plus 0 is negative 2x. And x is equal to what? Negative 4. Negative 2 times 0 plus 4y is equal to 8. 0 plus 4y is equal to 8. Y is equal to what? So negative 4 and 0 is the x-intercept. 2 and 0 is your y-intercept. Looks something like that. And the good thing about these is you can make them up all day long. Now there will be some with fractions. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that either you've done something wrong or it has a fraction in it. But that could happen here too. I could have done something wrong and was supposed to get a negative 2 instead of a negative 4. How do you check it? Well, the best way to check it is to pick, and I'll show you. To check, and I don't know if I put this on y'all's sheet. To check method 2. Pick x is equal to 1. Why did I say pick x is equal to 1? Well, I can't pick x is equal to 0 because what? I've already used it. Where? Y-intercept here. That's right. So what's the only other number that's easier than 0 to deal with? 1. So I pick 1. And my equation, let me get my equation. Negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. Negative 2x and notice what I do with my problem. I lined it up with x is equal to what? Plug it in. And what's negative 2 times 1? And what I do with that 2? And that'd be a plus 2. And 4y is equal to what? 10. Y is equal to 10 divided by 4, which is equal to what? 5 over 2. So what is my y? 5 halves, which that's 1 and 2.5. So you go back to your handy dandy graph, which that's why graphing paper is so important, because you can't check method 2 unless you have graphing paper because it's so accurate. You got to check it real close. So you go back to your handy dandy, and 1 is going to be 2.5. Well, there's 2, so 2.5 will be right in there, so it does check. And that's how you do a check. Well, what if you can't choose x is equal to 1? Well, choose x is equal to 2, or x is equal to 500, whatever you want to pick. And that's how you do a check. And that's method 2. And then there's method 3. Method 3 it's called building a line. I tell students there's two type problems you need to use this one with. One is when y is by itself. Well, method 1 does that too. Yeah, but the second one is where you really use it. And that's when m is equal to a fraction. That's the best time to use this type method. Now, when will the directions tell you to use this method? The directions will tell you when it says graph using the slope and y-intercept. That's what it'll say. It's not going to say anything else. It might say graph using the intercept and the slope. It might switch those around, but that's it. That's all it's going to say. All right? Now, people love this method. Does anybody know why? They love this method because it really doesn't involve any calculations. In other words, there's no math. You just have to extract some information, plot the point, and draw the line. There is no calculating, just like we did in the first and the second. And this is the ones teachers love to teach in high school. Why? Because there's no what? No calculating involved. Thus, you have people that can't make change because they don't teach any critical thinking. They just teach you how to blurt out the answer. I'm not saying all teachers, just a lot of them. All right, so it doesn't involve any calculation. So all you have to do is extract the material. Extract information. What does extract mean? Pull out. Extract info from y is equal to mx plus b. Now we've already talked about this last class before the break. We talked about what m is, what x is, and what b is. So you have to go back to that sheet it's got a lot of highlighting on it. Remember that sheet? So let's do a problem. And here's an example. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. There's our example. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it. You don't have to do this. Why did I put 2 over 1? Because 2 is a whole number. And what is the slope? Vertical over what? Horizontal. So you have to have 2 numbers here. And if it's a whole number, you just put it over 1. If it's a fraction, you leave it alone, and that's your vertical over your horizontal. Now I'm going to extract the information right here. A, B, and C. A, B, and C. And I'm going to highlight A. I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to highlight 3 right there. And right here. Because A is our y-intercept. So you might want to write that down somewhere. Y-intercept. Now, some of you go back to your handy-dandy sheet that we went over last time. And what is the y-intercept in this problem? Huh? 3. That's why I highlighted it. There's that information. I didn't have to calculate it. All I did is pull it out. B. B is going to be yellow. B is right here and right there. Oops. B is the direction of my slope. Now, before you make this confusing, it's not. Just tell me how many sides of a hill are there.
2.
What sides are there? How many sides? 2. What are they?
Positive and negative.
Up, hill, and downhill. Is there anything else? No. Depends on which way you're looking. If you're standing on top of the hill, which way are you going to be going? Downhill. If you're standing at the bottom of the hill, which way are you going to be going? Okay. Let's don't make that complicated. I'm going to put a little note beside this. I'm going to say positive is left to right, up, and negative is left to right, what? Down. So, this 2 right here, is it positive or negative? It's positive. If nothing's there, it is assumed to be positive 1 or positive. So positive means left to right, up. And then the last thing, I'm going to highlight it blue. And that's that right there. And that's 2 over what? 2 over 1, which is our vertical over our horizontal. And that's it. You see why people like it? People like it because you don't have to calculate anything. All you have to do is look at the problem and extract the coordinates that you need and what the line is doing. Okay, so the next page are 0, 3, is that right? And it's positive, meaning left to right, up, and 2 over what? 1. So there's A, B, and C. And on your sheet, what does it say we do first? Plot what? Plot the y-intercept. The y-intercept always goes on the y-axis. There's our y-intercept. And let's go ahead and highlight that green. I thought I said green. Evidently I didn't. And we did it again. And that's that spot right there. Now I'm going to take my trace line, and that's what this represents right here. This represents what I call a trace line. Right there. So I'm going to take my handy dandy straight line maker, and I'm going to make it real thin, and I'm going to make it gray. Alright, now I'm not doing this to irritate you, Mr. Wilford. I'm doing it because I want the line to be real light. You would take your pencil and just kind of brush left to right up or left to right down. You don't want to mash it hard or anything like that. So I'm just take my pen and I do that. Notice, did I make it go through the point? No. Did I make it go a certain steepness? No. I can move it wherever I want to. It's not a big deal. You can place it wherever you want to. See? I can put it above the line. I can put it below the line. I can rotate it. If I want to rotate it, I can rotate it like that. Just so long as it's going left to right, what? Up. How do you know? Well, which way do we read? So you put a car right there. And what is that car doing?
Going up.
Simple as that. Now, if you want to make it more complicated, we can make it more complicated. It's amazing what left to right will do and what a little car will do. All right, now you just plot the points. So I'm going to take my, oh, wait a minute, that's gray. I think we called that yeller. And that's this. And I'll just kind of dot this in like that. And that's my trace line. I don't like that. All right, 2 over 1. 2 over 1. Well, that's I'm going to take since that's blue, this is blue right here. I'm going to take a blue dot maker. And 2 is vertical, so I'm going to go down. 1, 2. Where's my trace line? Is my trace line over here, or is my trace line over here? It's over here, right? So I'm going to go 1 over. 1, 2, 1 over. 1, 2, 1 over. Let's say you don't want to go up. Let's say you want to go down. Or don't say you don't want to go up. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. And that's how you draw. Now, of course, it does help to have graph paper. Now, how many points do you have? You can put 100 on there if you want to. I would go with 3 or 4, but I think your homework only wants 2. Better make sure they're right. And that's how you do it. Now, usually there's not a problem as long as the slope is what? Positive. You throw a negative in there, and everybody goes ballistic. What time is time to go? What time's class over? Okay, we got 5 minutes. All right, I'm going to take the roll, and I want you to do the following. Y is equal to negative 4/3 x minus 2. All right, extract, just throw stuff down, just throw it at me. All right, do that right quick, and I'll call the roll. All right, Brown,
Here.
Carey,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Charles, Edwards,
Here.
Elliott,
Here.
Ms. Grubbs is here, Lee Croy,
Here.
Littman,
Here.
Pardue is here, Twain is here, Rochester, Roebuck, Satterfield,
Here.
Shaw,
Here.
both my Smiths are here. Vernon, Whitfield,
Here.
Williford's here, and Wright. Miss Wright, I don't think she's here today. All right, so let's do this one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my handy dandy graph. And I'm going to take my -0, -2. I'll highlight it yellow, and my yellow marker 0, -2, 1, 2. There's my yellow marker. And then my trace line is going to be left to right what? Left to right down. There it is, left to right down, and that is our green marker, or vice versa. That's that right there, left to right down. And then 4/3. So let's say I want to go up, because most people think you got to go down because there's a negative. That's not right. Go up 4. 1, 2. I'm sorry. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my trace line? Is it over here or is it over here? It's over there. So you go over 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my trace line?
Left.
It's over here.
Oh.
See? It's right over here. Well, you get the point. That's why you need a graph paper. That's why you need graph paper when you do any of these methods, really. And that's how you do method 3. Now, what do I want y'all to do? I want y'all to do the homework for 6.7, and I want you to send me questions, and that's all we're going to do. Whatever day. What's Wednesday. That's what I want you to do, is go over homework questions, okay? Y'all have a good day, and I'm glad y'all got to see me today. Somebody hit my button for me, please. Do that. Stand up, please.